Getting 3 alarms total, the alarm and the trigger itself, some mounting hardware, and then there's some sticky adhesive if you want to use that instead, respectively, for the alarm and the trigger. So if we come in for a closer look on the alarm, small and compact design, really easy to use. We've got your keypad up here. We're going to talk about all the things that this can control and change for you, along with the siren up front. On the back is where the batteries are located. There's a small screw in the bottom you need to remove first, and then you'll be able to pull the lid off of it. And then here are where the batteries are if you ever need to replace them. And there's a small piece of plastic that's located in there in between the batteries so that they don't die while this is in storage and being shipped directly to you. But once that's all good to go, you can place this back on, put that little screw in, and then we're ready to move on to the next step. However, this is fairly simple and straightforward. You've got the alarm itself, as well as the magnetic trigger here, which stays to the side. And once this is armed, once they separate, whether this is mounted to your door, your window, etc., for one reason or another, that is going to trigger the alarm. And that's what we're going to talk about now, is what the standby times are, how you disarm it, and all that other great stuff. So the default pin code is going to be 1, 2, and 3, and to arm the alarm, you're going to press number 4 here. So you can press number 4. It's going to start the arming process. It's going to give you about 30 seconds to get out of the way, shut the door, the window, especially if you're using this on a front door. And then once that 30 seconds is up, the alarm will be active. Once the alarm flashes red just like that, then you know that that 30-second timer is up. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to remove this away from it, and it's going to trip the alarm. I actually have a 5-second window in order to input my code to disarm it before the siren goes off. Shortly, I'm going to show you how to extend that. You actually have the option of 5, 10, or 15-second disarm time if you need more time. Okay, so here we go, and you're going to hear how loud this is. So you're going to hit 1, 2, and 3, and then enter. That will turn the siren off. So you hear that first beep right there. Here we go, 5 seconds. 1. Isn't that a beautiful, loud, ear-piercing sound of protection? Yes, very, very loud. We've also got some different control over those different bits and pieces. Now, coming back to this, if you would like to reset or change the password, maybe you don't like 1, 2, 3, you want to change it to something different, there's a couple different options. But first and foremost, you need to put in the original code and then whatever you want your new code to be, and then hit enter. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to do something simple, 1, 1, 1, and press enter. And now that is going to be my new code right there. If for some reason you ever forget what your password is, right, you can also pull the batteries out and do a hard reset. Yes, and then it'll reset it back to 1, 2, and 3. So once again, if we arm the alarm, okay, I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to show you that the new password is 111. Okay, now we're going to test out our new password, 111, and this time I'm going to disarm the alarm before it goes off because we already know how loud it is. There we go. 111, enter. And now the alarm is disarmed. So one side note when setting a password is that you can choose any combination of 3 for your password as long as it doesn't start with the number 4. Now, while we're on the subject of disarming the alarm, we can also change that delay time that we have in order to input it before the alarm sets itself off. So that can be either 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 15 seconds. Now the way that we're going to change that is by inputting your PIN code, which was 111 for right now. You'll hit the number 2, which will open up the disarm delay time functioning, and then you're going to choose 1 for 5 seconds, 2 for 10 seconds, or 3 for 15 seconds. So let's do that now. So I'm going to set it to 15-second delay time, 1, 1, 1, the number 2, and then I want 15 seconds, which is number 3, enter. Now when I trip my alarm, I'll actually have 15 seconds of delay time in order to enter my PIN code before the alarm goes off. This is great if you have young kids or other people who just aren't that quick on the draw. Now let's talk about some additional functions and features that we can change. If you find that the siren is either too loud or too low for you, you can actually switch between a high or a low mode. What we're going to do now is put in the PIN code, once again, 111. Number 3 is going to allow us to adjust the volume for the alarm, and then we'll pick either 1 for low or 2 for high to turn up the pitch. So we're going to make it quieter this time. So 1, 2, 3, press the number 3, and I want low volume. I'm going to press number 1 and enter. Let's see what that sounds like. Noticeably lower, but still captures attention. Now, if you're not a fan of this whole alarm tone, there's also the option to change between an alarm or a ring sound. So we can change that easily by entering the PIN code and pressing either the number 1 for alarm or 2 for the ring sound. Let's try it. 1, 1, 1. Number 2 for the ring sound. plus enter. Now let's test it out by triggering the alarm. Okay, and here we go, ringtone alarm. And keep in mind, we're still on the low alarm volume, so we could always turn that up even higher if we wanted for a louder ringtone alarm sound. And if you wanted to set it back to the regular siren tone, 1, 2, 3 is the pin code, 1 for the siren sound, enter. And now we know where we are. Now on the side of the alarm is the vibration mode button. This will allow the alarm to be triggered by vibration. So if you have this on a window or a door and somebody's trying to kick in the door or break a glass window or something like that, it's going to be able to pick up those vibrations and set off the alarm. So pressing the button, 1 beep means it is disabled. 2 beeps mean it is enabled, okay? So you'll set the alarm like usual, okay? The trigger does need to be next to it. And then we're going to wait. I'm just going to pound on the desk and you're going to see it set the alarm off. So the alarm is now active. I'm a bad person trying to kick in the door or break a window. You see it trip the alarm right there because of that vibration, and it'll still trigger the alarm. Last but not least, if you'd like to disable the trigger beep sound, which means that when these two are separated, it beeps after it's armed, we can do that easily by pressing the pin code and then the button 3 and enter. So 1, 2, 3, the number 3, and then enter. Now when we arm this and the 30-second time passes and I separate this, it's going to be super silent and just automatically set off the alarm if someone doesn't know it exists. Here we go. Notice how when I separate the trigger, it just blinks, but no sound is actually made. This makes it really convenient if you want to keep your alarms as stealth as possible without alerting anybody that they exist. Hopefully this will help you with your setup and use of your Mosaic alarm. At the end of the day, these are simple, straightforward, and easy to use with a lot of versatility and functionality, helping you with all of your different security needs.